The Berlin Wall. A symbol of the Cold War. November 9, 1989. A day that modified the path of history. On this day, something monumental happened. After 28 years of being divided, the Berlin Wall sooner or later fell. This wall, which stood as an image of the Cold War, separated families, friends, and a nation. But how did it come to be? And why did it take so long to ultimately come down? In this video, we are going to take a look at the Berlin Wall, a shape that grew to be an effective image of the division between the East and the West all through the Cold War. We'll discover its construction, its impact on the humans of Berlin, and the activities that finally led to its fall. But before we dive in, let's take a step returned and explore the context in which the Berlin Wall was once built. The Cold War used to be at its peak, and tensions between the Soviet Union and the Western Allies have been high. The city of Berlin, which used to be positioned deep inside Soviet-controlled East Germany, grew to become a focal factor of this tension. In August 1961, the East German authorities erected a wall that would emerge as a bodily manifestation of the division between East and West. It used to be intended to preserve the residents of East Germany from escaping to the West, the place the promise of democracy and freedom beckoned. Today, the Berlin Wall stands as a monument to the war for freedom and unity. Join us as we discover the records of this iconic shape and the activities that led to its downfall. The development of the Berlin Wall was once a pivotal second in the records of the Cold War. The wall was once erected by the East German authorities on August 13, 1961, to forestall East Germans from fleeing to the West. The selection to construct the wall got here after a massive range of East Germans had already fled to the West, inflicting embarrassment on the East German authorities and the Soviet Union. The wall used to be a bodily manifestation of the division between East and West and grew to be an image of the Cold War. The wall used to be a complicated shape that consisted of two parallel partitions with a death strip in between. The strip was once guarded with the help of armed East German troopers who had orders to shoot each person attempting to escape. The wall used to be closely fortified with defense towers, barbed wire, and anti-vehicle trenches. It prolonged for 155 kilometers around West Berlin, efficaciously slicing it off from the relaxation of East Germany. The wall had a profound impact on the town of Berlin. Families and buddies had been separated, and the city's economic system used to be severely impacted. The wall grew to be a consistent reminder of the division between East and West, and its presence had a lasting psychological effect on the people of Berlin. Life in divided Berlin used to be a difficult ride for the human beings who lived there. Families and pals had been separated, and many human beings misplaced their houses and livelihoods as a result of the wall. East Berlin grew to be a middle of political and cultural repression, while West Berlin grew to become an image of democracy and freedom. The wall had a large effect on the financial system of each East and West Berlin. The East German authorities struggled to maintain up with the financial boom of the West, and as a result, East Berlin grew to become an image of financial stagnation. Meanwhile, West Berlin flourished, turning into a middle of innovation and creativity. The wall additionally had a profound effect on the identification of the city. The division between East and West Berlin grew to be a defining function of the city's culture, and the wall grew to become an image of the conflict for freedom and unity. The fall of the Berlin Wall was once a momentous match that changed the route of history. The fall of the wall used to be the result of an aggregate of factors, together with famous uprisings, peaceable protests, and modifications in Soviet policy. In the months main up to the fall of the wall, mass protests erupted in East Germany, and many humans risked their lives to go the wall and get away to the West. On November 9, 1989, the East German authorities introduced that it would enable residents to journey to the West. Crowds of people gathered at the wall, and the border guards, overwhelmed using the number of people, subsequently opened the gates. The fall of the wall was once a second of jubilation, and human beings from each East and West celebrated together. The fall of the wall had a profound influence on Germany and the world. Germany was once reunified, and the U.S. skilled a duration of speedy monetary growth. The fall of the wall additionally marked the give-up of the Cold War and the commencing of new technology in global relations. The legacy of the Berlin Wall is nonetheless felt today, greater than 30 years after its fall. The reunification of Germany used to be a difficult matter that had a profound effect on the country. The East German economic system struggled to preserve up with the West, and many humans in the East felt left behind. The fall of the wall additionally had a sizable influence on the relaxation of Europe. The crumble of the Soviet Union and the stop of the Cold War created a strong vacuum that led to new conflicts and tensions in the region. The legacy of the Berlin Wall serves as a reminder of the risks of division and the significance of harmony and cooperation. The wall itself has grown to be an image of resistance and perseverance. The graffiti-covered sections continue to serve as a reminder of the struggles and sacrifices of the humans who lived via the division. The wall has additionally emerged as a famous travel destination, with traffic from around the world coming to see the remnants of the wall and examine its history. The legacy of the Berlin Wall additionally extends to the world of politics and global relations. The fall of the wall marked the stop of the Cold War and the start of a new technology of cooperation and diplomacy. It confirmed the electricity of humans to impact change and the significance of communication and negotiation in resolving conflicts. The Berlin Wall had a profound impact on artwork and culture. The division between East and West Berlin created a special cultural landscape, with artists and musicians on each facet of the use of their work to categorize their experiences and emotions. The wall itself grew to become a canvas for artists, who used the concrete slabs as a backdrop for their murals and graffiti. The music scene in Berlin additionally flourished in the years following the development of the wall. In the West, punk and new wave bands like the Ramones and Iggy Pop performed to enthusiastic crowds in venues like the So 36 Club. In the East, bands like Silly and Panko used their track to specify their frustration with the authorities and the division between East and West. The fall of the wall additionally had a large influence on the cultural panorama of Berlin. The metropolis grew to become a hub for artists and musicians from around the world, drawn by way of the city's special history and bright culture. Today, Berlin is known for its thriving arts scene, with galleries, theaters, and music venues attracting site visitors from around the world. The training discovered from the Berlin Wall is severe and far-reaching. Perhaps the most necessary lesson is the significance of human rights and freedom. The division created with the aid of the wall served as a stark reminder of the risks of authoritarianism and the want for character freedom and autonomy. Finally, the legacy of the Berlin Wall teaches us the significance of cooperation and dialogue. The stop of the Cold War and the reunification of Germany had been the effects of years of diplomacy and negotiation. This serves as a reminder that peaceable decision of conflicts is viable when international locations work collectively in the direction of a frequent goal. The lessons learned from the Berlin Wall are severe and far-reaching. We should be mindful of the significance of personal freedom and autonomy, the electricity of human beings to impact change, and the significance of cooperation and speaking in resolving conflicts. The legacy of the Berlin Wall serves as an effective reminder of the risks of division and the significance of solidarity and cooperation in building a better world. We hope that you have gained a deeper understanding of the history and legacy of this iconic structure. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to our channel, The History Hub, for more informative content on historical events and their impact on the world we live in today. We appreciate your support and look forward to bringing you more engaging content in the future.